Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. In this video, I'm going to briefly discuss the mandatory nature of e-filing various tax filings for companies registered here in Thailand. In the past, and anybody that's done business in Thailand or has ever dealt with Thai immigration, has ever dealt with the Thai government at all, most folks can tell you this is definitely a government which loves paper. Paperwork seems to be ubiquitous, and there seems to be a mountain of paperwork for virtually any endeavor one wishes to undertake with respect to getting things done here in Thailand. Recently, in 2016, basically, e-filing of certain tax documentation, such as audited financial statements, became mandatory, and it has resulted in some overall changes with respect to how corporate service providers, such as our division, deals with these things. It has decreased the amount of paperwork that needs to be done. As is mentioned in another channel or in another video on this channel, the apparatus here, there is a requirement that corporate tax filings, a lot of them be maintained on a monthly basis. Certain tax filings have to be dealt with on a yearly basis, most notably corporate income tax usually has to be dealt with on a year-to-year basis. And with respect to corporate tax with respect to audited financial statements, those have to be by law filed once a year with respect to a company, and failure to do so can result in a criminal warrant being issued. It's not something to mess around with respect to these compliance issues. Although I must say that this latest move to sort of move everything more into an e-filing platform, in my opinion, on one level, that's going to be a very good thing, because it's going to reduce the amount of paperwork, just, paper to paper everywhere, constantly dealing with a barrage of paper. But the other side of the coin is there is an issue with respect to e-filing, I think down the road with respect to compliance, because things that were once sort of, well, for lack of a better term, viewed as not worth the time to deal with, little nitpickety things with respect to one's filings. Now that these things are going to be e-filed, I think overall it's going to result in a much tighter system with respect to the overall revenue and tax regime here in Thailand. So, in a sense, the way in which immigration, about 18 months, 2 years ago from the time of this filming, the way immigration sort of fundamentally went through an overhaul in the way in which the immigration visa applications are scrutinized, individuals are scrutinized at the airport here in Thailand, etc., when coming through a port of entry, where Thailand essentially within about 18 months sort of went from a fairly, I won't say antiquated, but a system that operated much more in the paradigm of 25 to 30 years ago, almost overnight seemed to make a leap into the 21st century. I think this is probably going to happen with respect to tax filings and compliance as well, and I think that this e-filing is just sort of the first step, the first glimpse of what we're going to see down the road. So keep in mind, corporate services and corporate service providers are extremely important with respect to maintaining compliance, as it would appear to me that the enforcement apparatus with respect to Revenue Department and Department of Business Development, that enforcement apparatus, I think, is going to get a lot more, is going to be a lot more scrutinizing, and I think that scrutiny is going to be facilitated by the fact that these e-filings are becoming mandatory.